see you on Facebook, my gorgeous design divas, as well. I'm Donna Hoffman. They call me the interior design advocate because I erase the ugly room. I take care of design divas across the United States and beyond. I've been called one of the country's leading design coaches because I love to empower you gorgeous, brilliant design lovers with strategy. We're not into the one-off ideas and all the confusion started by the well-meaning DIY design machine. I don't know why I pointed to myself there. I think I was just getting ready to clear a little fuzzball. Just raced back into the studio here to be able to talk to you. Oh, I should get my light on. Let's light things up here. Ready? Up. Oh, there it is. Ooh, a little too bright. Take it down. Take it down. There you go. Maybe that's a good lighting. I don't know. Anyway, just raced back here to the design studio literally with a few minutes to spare. I've been in Philadelphia at a very long furniture installation. This is one of those Murphy's Law things that whatever could go wrong, did go wrong, but it all worked out in the end, knock wood, knocking all kinds of hard surfaces. But oh my gosh, talk about, a heart attack on a plate every time something else happened. We were evacuated from the building, or then they stopped us from evacuating for some emergency, whatever. The moving crew managed to lose about 5 or 6 pieces of furniture, most of which they found on the truck, but some of which they didn't, so hopefully that's coming tomorrow. I'll post pictures, so if you're not following us on our design feed, you won't see those. So at the end, I'll give you some information about how to see what we're doing in our design business. Because when I'm not teaching design lovers like you about design, every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, we do a live. Plus, I have these amazing online courses. So when I'm not doing that, I'm actually running a very busy, in-demand luxury interior design company based here in the Philadelphia region of the United States. Okay, so enough of this. More importantly, let's get to you. Today's topic, with the weather still warm, we're talking about outdoor spaces. And outdoor spaces can be outdoor rooms, covered porches that you're doing as an outdoor room, or it can be a patio, a deck, someplace open. So I'm going to consider for now outdoor spaces and outdoor rooms all one blanket. And if you would like to type in a question that's topic specific, I'd be really happy to be able to answer you, as long as I don't need to see a picture to be able to do so. So what are 3 challenges I want you to think about when you're working with outdoor spaces? So the first thing I want you to know is that the same strategy that I teach that you use to create a great indoor space is really the same strategies you're going to use in the outdoors. A couple of things change though in terms of your thinking as a design lover in your outdoor spaces. Number 1, think about your walls. There are none, right? And so what you have is a lot of color in the way of greenery, in the way of perhaps some hardscaping, flowers, etc. So there's a lot of activity and color in those walls. We'll come back to that. And then think about your ceiling. You generally don't have one unless you're dealing with a covered porch or a covered patio. But even beyond that, the eye is going to pick up what happens beyond that, which is what? Sky, right? Blue sky, white clouds. Because there is a lot of color coming through those non-wall walls and that non-ceiling ceiling, that's why in the high-end spaces, in the beautiful resorts that you might travel to, you go away on vacation maybe once a year, you treat yourself to a great vacation, you and your family or you and your girlfriends. If you think about the design of those really posh feeling outdoor spaces, not a lot of color in the furnishings, right? In the pillows that are out there. A lot of very neutral spaces. Why? Because you have all of this color coming in through the landscape. And you don't really want to compete with that if you want a high-end look. In fact, Katie and I are doing a patio right now. Katie's one of my designers here at my design company. We're working on a patio for a great family. They've engaged us to do a number of projects through the years for them. And they wanted to really redo their patio, not touching the hardscaping, but they wanted all the furnishings to be refreshed and really reinvented. And they already have a black and white awning, so we're riffing on black and white. But we did want to put a little bit of the accent color from the interior of the home, bring it a little out to the outside. Great trick, steal that one. But the question was how much of that? And it's a turquoise color that we want to bring outside. The answer was very little. It will be most dramatic and gorgeous in the space if we just do a pillow or 2 on this big sectional sofa that we're doing in one area of the patio, rather than doing turquoise cushions or turquoise slings, right? So keeping your furnishings neutral is not, you know, I'm so tired from this installation. I almost said a bad word. It's not being a lazy pants. It's not that you're devoid of ideas. It's that you are intentionally trying to keep things quiet and elegant so that the gorgeous landscaping can really move forward. And don't forget the flowers in your planter pots. That's more color. Now, should you be choreographing those flower pots? I think you should. Why not? In fact, I really nerded out this year. Steve doesn't even know this. Steve's playing the part of Katie. Katie's actually still working on this installation. We're working on the downtown, but I actually took notes this season as if I'm a real gardener, and I'm not. But I wanted to see when my bloom colors were up and the perennials that I did throw in, or the annuals I did throw in. How do I like those for next year? And what colors did I plant my pots in this year that were an experiment? How did I like that at different times in the season? Why not play with that so that you know what? My garden blooms in color X and this color Y looks good in my home inside. So maybe I want to put a little bit of a blend of those two colors in a couple of cushions, accent cushions on some, soft seating that we have. So one of the challenges with outdoor rooms, if you want to keep them looking very elegant, upscale, and make them a real treat for you, don't compete with your garden. Don't compete with your landscape. Work with and reinforce what's happening out there already, and let your hardscaping and your landscaping move forward. Something else to think about that's a challenge of outdoor spaces. Should you spend more money on indoor-outdoor fabrics? What gives with indoor-outdoor fabrics? Here's the thing. There really is a big difference in indoor-outdoor fabrics versus fabrics that are intended for in the home. What do I mean by that? Well, the fabrics that are indoor-outdoor are literally engineered, built to be able to withstand humidity, moisture, right? And UV light. What do I mean? Well, if you think about, you guys use the term fiber. Well, you don't use the term fiber. You guys use the word fabric to mean anything that is made of cloth. The fabric is actually the woven fiber, right? That's the fabric. The fabric is woven out of a fiber, and that fiber has to be created out of something. So you guys have heard of cotton. Cotton's not a fabric. Cotton's really a fiber. And then you weave cotton together to make your fabric. Well, mold and mildew are organic organisms, and it loves something organic to be able to grow. It needs something organic to be able to grow. That's why cotton definitely will mold up and mildew up quite a bit in your exterior spaces. But indoor-outdoor fabrics, which are made literally of chemicals, they are man-made, they will not be good hosts for mold or mildew. Furthermore, I'm wearing a black t-shirt right now, a cotton t-shirt. If I left this cotton t-shirt out on your sunny back deck for a long period of time, it would fade down. Why? Because the way this t-shirt was made, the cotton fibers were woven into cloth. The cloth was then dyed. It was dipped into a dye solution of black in this color, in this case, and that dye penetrated into a portion, a certain depth of that cloth. Not all the way through all of the fiber, but through much of the fiber. And that's why the sun can just kind of bleach out that top layer of color. But with indoor-outdoor fabric, imagine a big vat of chemicals put together. Color is added to that mix as well. And then like a pasta maker, that fiber, that man-made indoor-outdoor fiber is then extruded through little teeny-weeny holes like a pasta maker. And that's where that fiber comes from. So the color is literally baked into the fiber itself, so there's nothing to bleach out. So doing this costs more money. It's a more costly manufacturing process, more specific manufacturing process, or just a different manufacturing process. But those fabrics are built to withstand the elements, to withstand UV without losing color, and also to handle the moisture that happens in the elements and not mold and mildew up. Now, is it worth spending more money on those things? I think it is if you don't want to run your money through a paper shredder. So we talked about color. Where do you put color in an outdoor space? Well, I said be judicious with it. It doesn't have to be through the whole space. Maybe you're going to do very neutral furnishings, but you want to put your pop of color in two different beautiful, I don't know, turquoise and white awning striped umbrellas. Make that fabric an indoor-outdoor fabric, so you're not going to have to rebuy those umbrellas every season, every couple of seasons. And I know they cost more up front for an indoor-outdoor fabric. You guys have heard of Sunbrella. That's a well-known indoor-outdoor fabric, but there are others that don't have the same, what's the word, market recognition, but there are other, quality fabrics as well that are intended for indoor-outdoor. So I do think it's worth spending a little bit more on those things so that you're not buying the same item over and over, year over year, or every couple of years. Now, the thing to know about the cushions for indoor-outdoor, again, they're a little bit more pricey. The better cushions for indoor-outdoor are called flow-through. Imagine Swiss cheese kind of density. It's a lot of open work, or I don't know what the word is. Well, yeah, like a sponge. Yeah, like with those open cells. So they're called flow-through cushions because the water more easily flows through as opposed to soaking into a foam, the kind of foam that's used in your sofa or one of your dining chairs inside. This is very, very different. It's meant to let water and moisture go through it and then more easily dry out. So thinking about how do you use color in outdoor spaces, thinking about the kind of fabrics you choose in outdoor spaces and why you might spend a little bit more for them up front. And then last but not least, how much can you trick out an outdoor space? Well, I'm going to tell you can do a lot by way of electronics. There are media companies in your town who can even do surround sound with speakers. You can do flat screens, even if you're not in a single warm season climate. The whole thing, though, if you're going to do speakers or a flat screen outdoors, it has to be appropriate for wet environments. Now, here in the Northeast, we'll do flat screens in even uncovered outdoor areas, but we do recommend that people purchase a cover to then put over that flat screen, when it's off season. I do recommend, by the way, before I start taking your questions, I do recommend that you look to take your cushions indoors if you are, in a four-season climate, so that you can try to preserve everything. I just like to get everything packed away. Got a weird camera shot angle there, so I'm just gonna tip that down a little. I don't know if that helped at all. Alrighty then. So here's what I want you to know when it comes to into outdoor spaces. Outdoor spaces, you use the same logic that you do for your indoor spaces. I think they're easier because you don't have nearly as many moving parts. You don't have all the accessories. You don't have all of the window coverings, right? But in terms of furniture spacing, how you put together fabric, texture, pattern, it's all the same as you would do indoors, okay? So if you have questions about outdoor spaces, whether it's a covered porch or an open pool deck or a patio or whatever, if you want to put in a question, I'm happy to take them. While I'm giving you time to do that, let me just tell you that next week, we've got a goodie. Next week's Facebook Live at 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday is the 5 accessories you should get rid of in your home, okay? The 5 accessories that you want to get rid of in your home. So you definitely want to take a look at that next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. And then if you missed any portion of this Facebook Live, girlfriend, you can always find us on YouTube. Always on YouTube. Here we go. YouTube at The Interior Design Advocate. And by the way, if you're not following all of our feeds, Insta, I posted them on Facebook, but I'll let you know what they are. If you want to know what we're up to at our design studio, that's at IDH Designs. At IDH Designs is what we're up to at our design studio. And if you are one of my students here at the Interior Design Advocate, or you want to become one of my students, or you just like my free workshops, no problem. If you want a little more inspo and teaching in TLC, then you would find the Instagram feed for the Interior Design Advocate. You guys are already there, so you don't need this sign. We're so high tech. It's at decorating.genius. That's at decorating.genius. Okay, lovelies. Do we have questions? If not, we will buzz out of here a little early because I am so tired from this install. Oh, those are my shining glasses. Don't want the shiny glasses. Kaboom. You got to see what this install is looking like in Philadelphia. It's this kind of Paris boho vibe for very cute, very sweet young professional. She really wanted to step out and do something interesting. We we hit it for her. It's looking great. Tomorrow, the window coverings go in, more furniture arrives because the delivery crew lost a couple of pieces of furniture, but they found them. Those are coming in. What else is happening tomorrow? Oh, all the artwork is being hung. We did some great stuff. All right, so I'm getting hellos from all of you. So hellos and waves to all of you gorgeous gals, Insta lovelies. So hello to you. And then all my Facebook Design Divas are telling me where they're calling in from, where they're dialing in from. So I got Teresa in Tulsa. I have Diane. I don't know where Diane's from. I have Debbie in Alabama. Ruth is in from North Georgia. All right. We got Birmingham. Becky is here again from Birmingham. Well, the party can start because Becky from Birmingham is here. I think I say that every time Becky's here. Happy Tuesday from North Boston from Marcia. So we're across the country. We're all over the place. We're across the country and beyond. Cindy is here from New York. Fellow New Yorker. All right, here I go. I'm going to go beyond. Okay, I'm going to beyond the hellos. So Cheryl is saying, Donna, what are some privacy wall ideas for a backyard patio, please? Privacy wall ideas. Well, listen. I prefer, if possible, can you do big arborvitae? Can you do a nice evergreen shrub that will get nice and big, keep it well trimmed? I always prefer that, if possible, to a built structure like lattice work, but you can do a lattice something. There are some planter things that I have seen. I'm telling you, words are going to be really hard today. This is a very long install. There are some planter things I've seen through like Grandin Road that it looks like a big planter box, and then there's some sort of, it's not a trellis, it almost looks like a solid wallish kind of something, and then you can do ivy, you know, growing up it, that sort of thing. So hopefully that'll kind of get you started. I gave you some different options there for your privacy wall in different price points, because I don't know how much space you have or what the budget is. Okay, Stephanie's here from Vancouver, Washington. If the party hadn't already started, now it can, because Vancouver, Washington, and Stephanie, come on. Does it get better than that? I think not. Charlene is saying, what kind of accessories do you use for outdoor coffee tables? Are the rules similar to accessorizing indoor tables? Charlene, really good question. Okay, Insta's giving me questions. Well, I prefer, honestly, to under-accessorize versus over-accessorize in general in life. But accessories, if you've taken my design CPR course, you know that accessories are very powerful and very dynamic. And I show you all the strategies in that course for what we do in the design world to make amazing things happen with accessories, that it's not an afterthought, it's not a gee, what the hey. Accessories move color, they hold space, they hold weight, they move texture, they do a lot of things. I personally think that the star of your outdoor space is the outdoors. And I think that any accessorization that happens out there should be more functional and with a little bit of eye candy. So I would not over accessorize an outdoor space. If you're having a party, yeah, get some extra lanterns out there on coffee tables and so forth. You can do that sort of thing. But, you know, I like to leave room for the food. You know me, I'm a girl who appreciates a good snack. So, and you know what I think looks great when you're entertaining out on your patio, on your deck? I do think arrangements of fresh flowers look great. Like, it gets very exciting when you're repeating colors from your planter pots and they're running through the patio as well. But I don't go bananas with accessories. It's one more thing to manage outside. It's one more thing, even your decorative pillows. Before I do deck pillows for a client, I'll always say, okay, it's honesty time. How much do you enjoy racing out when a storm is blowing in to clear all of your little decorative 18-inch and 20-inch square pillows? You know, I have a client, we just installed, he's such a doll, we just installed his library for him. We've slowly been working through his whole home. He hates pillows. He hates decorative pillows because he thinks they get in the way. And so, you know, we teased him that when we did his library, we were going to bring in a lot of decorative pillows. Not one decorative pillow went into his library. Anyway, Elaine is asking on Facebook. On Facebook? You giving me Facebook questions now? I guess I'm falling behind. Okay. 50-foot deck gets really windy. Ideas to block wind on either side of the deck. Oh, Elaine, we just went through this at a residence we helped. We designed a new build. This residence got so windy that after the fact, my team and I said, you know, we actually should have sunk the umbrellas the way they do, you know, I don't know, the Cayman Islands at resorts. I would honestly, I would call in a landscape architect and ask them what they recommend. It's possible maybe they can do something with some, big evergreeny kind of things that can kind of, I don't know, direct the wind, invite the wind, flow in a different way. Certain properties get very, very windy, and I don't have an answer for you there. I'm going to be honest with you. I would go to an a landscape architect, see what they could think of for you. So let me know how you do with that. I'd be curious. And if anybody has had experience with this and you want to poke in an answer for Elaine, I welcome it. Do it. All right. Jane is saying, sure, you can do lots with electronics outdoors. Yes, Jane, you can do surround sound. I personally cannot. I can't even get my new label maker to work. Steve has to figure that one out for me. But the media groups that we work with, they literally can do surround sound outside. It's pretty crazy pants. It's pretty cool. Amanda's saying, I love cafe lights. I have a covered patio with 2 walls and a corner fireplace with a ceiling fan in the center. How would I hang cafe lights, or should I skip them? I think if that's your look, Amanda, I think you could totally do that. How would you hang them? Honestly, I'd call the guy because I design it. I don't install it. So I can't tell you how to hang them, but I think it would look adorable if that's your thing. So I'm sorry, I don't have an answer. Guys, I design it. I'm not a crafter. I don't even know how to use my glue gun, and I was very nicely invited. If you don't already know this, I was kind of kicked out of a sewing workroom when I was in grad school. They loved me there, but uh-oh, what happened here? We kind of lost our connection on Facebook. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, so what happened there? Something weird happened. I don't know. I was told to keep coming to the workroom and have coffee with them and chat with them, but don't ever touch a sewing machine again. So I am truly the wrong girl to ask any sort of how would you do this installation type of question. All right, so let me get caught up here on questions. Cindy is saying, ideas for a fire pit on a patio. I have 6 chairs and a couple of small tables. How can I jazz it up? Oh, Cindy, so we're designing this patio for a great client right now, and there are different kinds of fire pits. There are some that throw heat and some that don't. So you got to be real clear on what you want. I think a fire pit's great. In fact, my client, she wants something that throws a lot of heat because here in the Northeast, she wants to be able to use her patio more through the year. So I would pay attention to whether it's throwing heat or not. When they take gas tanks, you have to make sure you know where that gas tank is going to be stored. In fact, Katie found some interesting options for our client. They're a little taller than I would like. I'll be honest, they're 25 tall instead of 19 tall, but they will take a gas canister underneath. So I feel because it's a fire pit, I don't mind that it's higher. Why am I getting bananas over this? I really like when my cocktail tables are in that 18 to 19 inch height. That's generally where seating height is. But it's a fire pit, so if it rises a little higher, I think that the goddess of outdoor design will forgive us. Cindy, if you have a more specific question and I haven't answered you, you want to follow up, pop it in there and I'll take it. So Les is saying, can you speak about design for a roof deck, special needs? I'd be careful about wind. Sometimes on roof decks, like on the beaches, we'll do beautiful fiberglass surrounds on those, so you can really just see right through to the ocean. If you're not an aquaphobic like I am, that's actually a pleasant experience. If you are an aquaphobic like me, you're thinking, get me off this roof deck, get me off this property. But anyway, I can design a mean beach house, even though I don't really like being submerged in water. But so I would also be thinking about wind up there, Celeste, and I'd also think about where you're going to store things from that roof deck. We're designing for a client right now, and I said, well, what about where are we going to store your outdoor things, your outdoor cushions, between seasons, so I would think about that on a roof deck. How far down do you want to travel to be able to get those things into storage? You want to have some storage built into that space. So there's a couple of things I'd pop it out there for you. Daphne's saying hello. Thank you. So whatever I did for Daphne, you're welcome. Maybe somebody else did it for Daphne. Nicole's saying hello from Massachusetts. I was wondering if you could recommend the name of a company for new outdoor custom cushions. Nicole, I don't know in your area who does that. We use custom workrooms, so I don't know what to tell you there. So I apologize, but if somebody lives in Massachusetts and knows who does custom indoor outdoor cushions, that would be great. Ruth is saying this topic is so timely for her. Thank you. You're welcome, Ruth. She said, we're building a new deck. What is the minimum size to comfortably seat 8 people for dining with the round table? Thank you. Ruth, I believe you are one of my students, and so I'm not going to answer you. I want you to do a measured plan, Ruth. I want you to find the table you think you want to have on that deck, and I want you to space plan it, a measured plan, so that you can see what is the optimal size for this deck and where do you want the entry points to be. Guys, it is brilliant to do your measured plans before nail hits wood. We're working with a family on a design build right now, and from the blueprint stage on, and we're doing their space plans, indoor and outdoor. Just the indoor plans alone, we revealed 10 spaces, 10 rooms, where moving an entry point into a room, redirecting the swing of a door, moving a door, was a game changer in terms of how you want to use the space. True story. Great client we designed for 3 years ago. We did the interior. They were working on their exterior spaces as we were working with them. And the exterior spaces looked beautiful when they were done, but the furniture didn't fit anywhere near on that, nearly well on that. I used to speak for a living. The furniture did not fit onto these patios well. In fact, one patio was different layered, tiered things because of the grading of the property. I'm looking at it thinking, how did this happen? Well, because the landscape architect didn't pay attention to end use, the furniture. So they spent a boatload, I'm sure, on all this hardscaping, and nothing fit well out there. It was a disaster. So do that space plan, Ruth. I'm not going to answer you because, like I said, I believe you're one of my students. I'm going to make you build that muscle yourself. Do those curls. There you go. Marcia and Ruth, if you're in my private groups as a student, you know you can post pictures and questions, and there you go. Marcia is saying your advice to break up a 30-foot urban balcony in New England. Great sunsets, at least. Oh, wow. I'd like to be sitting out on that balcony with you, sipping something during a sunset. What would I do? I think repetition. I don't know your design fingerprint, Marcia, but I mean, something like that without seeing pictures. I think doing repeated rhythms of something. So oversized planter pots with that repeat every now and again through this space with something fabulous, evergreen planted in them. I think that, or maybe just underplanted with, beautiful flowers and such. I think doing some sort of repeated pattern of soft furnishings. There's a setup, a rest, and something else happens. A setup, a rest, and then something else happens. Without seeing the space, I would use repetition to your advantage to create something really wonderful. I think that sounds exciting. Yeah, 30-foot urban balcony in New England. Good. Everybody, party at Marcia's balcony, at her 30-foot urban balcony in New England. I say we do it. Stephanie's saying, where can you go for patio covers? I don't know where you can go to get them made in your area. I know custom workrooms do them for us. They get pricey when you do that. So I think that Grandin Road is just perfect. I believe that's where we get them for clients sometimes. You want to be a real smarty pants? Get them pre-made like that, and then if you have a lot of different cushions to pack away, label them so that you know which cushions go into which bags, and when it's time to reset up, when the new season is starting, you're golden. Okay, so I'm getting hellos and Hawaii's with us. America Salinas is here from Hawaii. I love that. It's good to see you, America. One of my students, I believe. Pam is saying, this is my favorite topic. I have a covered patio. I have kept it very Mediterranean boho style. Do you like outdoor curtains for finished look? I think indoor outdoor curtains are I love them. I think they look great. Where we live we're in the Northeast. I mean, so where we are, they really need to be taken down and fan folded and put away for the season, and it's a whole thing. So if you have an estate manager or the guy who's going to do it for you, but if it's you, it's a lot of work. But if I lived in California, a warm climate, or if I was in Bali, I'd be all over outdoor curtains. Oh, love the look. Okay, so Jennifer, hi Jennifer. Jennifer Cannergates on Insta is saying, I need an answer on outdoor cushions. Ballard, I have an answer on outdoor cushions. Ballard Designs will do custom outdoor cushions and the prices are good. Wow, Jennifer, I would ask the question. That's good. Ballard Designs from Jennifer. She's saying we'll do outdoor cushions and the prices are good. I didn't know they did custom, so that's good to know. I would make sure if the prices are good, remember you don't get something for less. You might get something less for less. I would at least find out what type of cushion are they using for the interior, okay? Is it a flow-through cushion? Make sure you're getting what you want. Okay, how are we doing? Steve, you're not even giving me the crane, the two more questions thing. He gets so insulted that I listen to Katie. When Katie says 2 more questions, I listen. And then when he says 2 more questions, I don't listen. What is that all about? I don't know. I love the man to bits, though. I'm going to listen. When Steve says 2 more questions, girls, that's what it is. 2 more questions. All right. So, what I missed. Okay. So, should you bring a little outdoor color to the inside? Kathy is saying, well, you could. Yeah, I do that sometimes, like blue hydrangea outside, bring a little blue inside if blue's right for your design fingerprint. I also like doing the reverse. If you're just joining us, sometimes I'll take a color from the interior, not sometimes, I often will, and just pop it a little bit outside. It looks great when you're moving a party interior to outside. It looks so good. Okay, now Steve is telling me the last 2 questions. All right. Last 2 questions, and I'm going to really respect him on this. So let me just tell you, as I'm getting ready to take the last 2 questions, next week, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Our topic next week is get rid of these 5 home accessories. I'm going to be real tough. Get rid of these 5 home accessories next week. And if you missed any portion of today's miraculousness, you can always find us on YouTube. There it is, YouTube for the Interior Design Advocate. And there you go. All right, so last 2 questions before I turn into a pumpkin. All right. So Celeste is saying, what do you think of a pergola on a roof deck? I don't know if I like it. That's going to be really tall from the ground looking up. I think I'd rather that you had big oversized umbrellas without seeing your property, Karen. I don't feel I can weigh in. I mean, what's the grading? Is your roof deck, kind of, like some properties, there's such a slope at the back that your second floor is kind of aligned. You know what I'm talking about. You probably know. Like if you're on a hill here, here's your roof deck, and then the rest of the house is down here. A little modern structure. I don't know. Maybe I could handle it then. Spitting all over myself. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't want to see a picture, but off the top of my head, I'm not getting the warm fuzzies on it. All right? I think it could be too tall. Karen is saying, what are your thoughts on bringing the color of a family room outdoors? Love it. Just talked about doing that a little earlier. Marcia is saying, landscape architects can identify and address wind issues with tree shrub placement with different varieties. Great minds think alike, Marcia. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, last question here from Wendy. Should you leave one wall in a room without accessory or picture? Okay, that's an indoor question, not taking that. I'm staying on topic. Outdoor question from Daphne. How would I get in your private group? Daphne, all of my students are automatically in our private groups. We have got one course called Decorating Genius System, 7 Simple Steps to Great Rooms. That's literally how to design any room to include kitchens and baths from start to finish. Then we have Design CPR, which is what I call my dessert first course. If you want to redo a room by leaning into the power of accessories, or if you want to polish what you have the way a true designer would, that is about how to reinvent a room, leaning into accessories in as little as 4 hours, or 2 weeks or 4 weeks. You decide in the course. I lead you through picking what your project is going to be. And then we also have a course called Window Boss, how to pick the perfect window treatments for ready-made, semi-custom, or custom. And any one of those courses comes with its own private Facebook group. If you head to my website, theinteriordesignadvocate.com, you'll see all of my courses there. And go to the Learn Design With Me tab. And if you like the descriptions of the course, don't go right to the purchase page. Go to the blog first. We have a 20% off coupon that we're keeping current. We think COVID's a butt pain for everybody, and we know you guys are stressed out. We want to make it easier for you to beautify your home. You're spending more time in your home. So we're keeping those coupons current at this time. So 20% off one of my courses, nice savings. So that is how you get into our private Facebook groups. Amazing community there. Oh my gosh, I love my groups. And then I think I got everybody. I think I got everybody's question. Wendy's saying, oops, sorry I got here late and didn't realize it was just outdoors. No problem, Wendy. All right, girls, listen, I'm ready to fall over truly. Long installation day in Philly today. The rest of it's coming tomorrow. But I'll post pictures on the IDH feed. That's this feed, the at IDH Designs. I'll post pictures of this sweet boho. So fun. It's so fun when clients ask us to step out and do things that are different than what they normally see on our website. So there it is. All right, lovelies, that's it. I got a bolt. What? Steve Hoffman's telling me there's something else important coming. So I'm just going to let you know I'm going out to dinner tonight with our son Brett's coming home from his summer internship. And he just turned 21. So Steve and I are taking him out to dinner. This is the kid who, as a kid, literally would not eat anything that didn't look like a nugget or rhyme with nugget. Now he's Mr. Foodie. So we know when he goes out, we go out to dinner with him, he's really going to be, ordering some interesting things. Oh, what is the website for the Interior Design Advocate? I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Go to theinteriordesignadvocate.com. You need the word "the" in there. Theinteriordesignadvocate.com. Go to theinteriordesignadvocate.com and then go to the Learn With Me tab. There it is. All right, that's it. I will see you this coming Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Bring your questions. I love talking to you and hearing what's going on in that gorgeous head of yours. Okay, guys, bye-bye. Hi, this is Donna. Thanks so much for watching. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and comment below so I know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to the Interior Design Advocates channel so you don't miss any of our great content.